Welcome back to YouTube audience who will watch this on the video on demand replay for what will be CLG FC episode 226. We've got Main Road coming up. Those are the people next. Where is... Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, where's Firefox audio? Because I have to get that primed and ready. Because we are going to be obviously using it, so for the walkout themes and everything else. So we have that going. I have that getting prepped. But anyway, right where we were last time out, we beat Clitheroe after a 2-2 draw against Almondbury Woolpack. We are top by 2. Bradley is the big one that we're kind of targeting here. Since they're right behind us, they have a manager who has over a 90% win rating. So we're looking at that match, which is coming up soon, right after the Main Road one. That'll be, for those on YouTube, that'll be the next episode, 227. But we're looking at that as the big one to decide whether or not we are going to be able to win promotion out of this league, or if we have to go into the playoffs. It's totally possible. But we've got Bradley twice still, and we're almost at the halfway point of the season. We've played most of the teams. We still are unbeaten, but it's still tight at the top, extremely tight at the top. So Main Road is next. They are currently 17th. They're really struggling. They're down at the foot of the table. They are the very bottom team. And if we can just secure the 3 points there, maybe, it'll help with the Bradley fixture. North Walkden versus Burskoff. North Walkden as well. He's also pushing us. Little in the 17th minute for North Walkden. Vernon in the 31st made it 2-0. Lorraine was dismissed from play in the 63rd minute with a red card for Burskoff, and then Vernon scored his second of the match in the 74th. 3-0 for North Walkden. They actually leapfrogged Bradley. They're a point back from us, and Bradley are only 2 points back from us. So it's real tight at the top between us, North Walkden, and Bradley. So, going to be an interesting 2 fixtures here. We got the worst team in the league, followed by the third best team in the league. So, but I hope everyone's well. Been a while since we've done some Football Manager. I have managed to give me fully scout player. Thank you. I managed to get caught up on all the CLG FC uploads. They're up. So the YouTube is up to date with the uploads. I'm uploading OOTP, the first game in I have all the OOTP games we did to upload still, starting with the first one tonight. So check out that to hit the YouTube shortly. Yes to these 2. After the season ends, though. So we have we're going to move up obviously the players after the season ends. We're already into November, so I don't see an issue with, or I don't see a need to move them up during the middle of the season. I don't like moving players between squads in the middle of the season. It's just not a preference of mine. Checking on that though, it's processing. So the OOTP game is processing. So there is that, and then we'll get into. I'll start uploading the rest this week and into next week. These won't hit the YouTube for probably a week or 2, at least a week. Probably 2. These YouTube videos. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're 2 weeks behind. Follow us on Twitch. I've got, the schedule preset on Twitch. So, right. Leagues in focus. Let's do leagues in focus, shall we? Atlanta gets by Montreal. They take the series against Columbus. Orlando beats Chicago on pens. Philly skeets by Inter Miami. The Red Bulls beat New England. And Philly in extra time beats New York, the Red Bulls. Orlando downs Atlanta. Now it's Philly and Orlando for the Eastern Conference title. In the West, Vancouver downs Houston. What's up? It's Kage, not Cage. What's up, Brandon? Me. What's up, Blockbuster? Let me give you a shout out real quick, Blockbuster. What's going on, man? How are you? Happy holiday weekend, man. I know it's the end of the weekend, but still. Happy holiday weekend. Where can I do the new gen? Redeem it, and we'll start the process. Guys, give Blockbuster a follow. Newer streamer, brand new, had their first few streams this week, including Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which is a fun game to watch. I've watched quite a bit of it. Very nice. Give them a follow. So I'd imagine Football Manager will be coming at some point, Blockbuster. What's up? Vancouver scoots by Houston. The Scum beat Austin. Colorado beats the Galaxy. Seattle downs Vancouver then. And St. Louis City downs Portland. St. Louis City then scoots by Seattle. And the Scum in extra time beat Colorado. So it is the Scum and St. Louis City in the Western Conference Final. Probably FM14. Let's go. It's so ugly. FM14 skin's so ugly. The default skin. All right. You want to redeem a player, so we're going to do this. We're going to go into the under 18s. Matthew Gonzalez, Serafil, and Switchblade are out of contention. Any other player, you are free to rename. The only other ones I'm thinking on here that are out of contention are Chris Foster, because he wasn't a new gen. Ben Brindley is not a new gen. Neither is Tyler Wright or Harry Norris. But the rest, I'm pretty sure you are free to select. TJCB you can't, obviously, because he's on loan as well. So you can't obviously select the loan player. The ones in purple are out on loan. So if you want to select them, you can. But anyone you want, Blockbuster, except for the ones I have highlighted. You let me know who. You want to be a goalkeeper, you can be a goalkeeper. You want to be Sam Rooks. Here we go. AML. Okay, Sam Rooks. So now we're going to start. That is not what I wanted to do. I want to do edit players' personal details. Common name. If you want to rename them, you can rename them. Otherwise, I'm just going to slap the common name on him as Blockbuster V20. But if you want to actually rename them first and last name, we can do that too. First name Blockbuster, last name V20. You got it. Okay. Do you want to change hair color or hair length? Stay with me, by the way, because I'm going to have quite a few questions for you. Hair color and length can be changed if you want. Medium length, hair color. Same color, blonde one. You got it. What nation do you want them to be from? Let me get the next song in my ears. And the only reason I do that is so that the headphone doesn't actually freaking die. It's stupid that I have to do that, but Scotland. Got it. Alright. Nationality. Scotland. So you're Scottish now. Do you want a secondary nation? You don't have to have a secondary nation. But if you want a secondary nation, I will give you England. Okay. England. Okay. Right. Favorite clubs. Do you have any favorited clubs? Liverpool and Dundee United. What level do you want them to be at? Dundee United is the other one, right? Dundee United. There we go. 75 each. You got it. Okay. Do you want any dislike clubs? Manchester United. You got it. Manchester United. I take Real Madrid. You got it. If you want me to change the levels off 100, I can. Real Madrid. The fuck are you? Is that this Real? Is that this now? Is Real Madrid now Real Hispalis? Is that what it is? Yeah, it's got to be. Well, there's no. If I type in Real Madrid, there's no Real Madrid in Spain. So if I sort by nation and I go down to Spain, there's uh, Aranjuez, Hispalis, Irun, um, Villarreal. I think San Sebastian, if I remember correctly, is Sociedad. Um, I don't see him. Hispalis is Betis. Then what is Real Madrid? Um, uh, I have no clue. Manja, is it Manja or Mancha? Mancha Real, but I think it says AT, so I'd imagine that's Atletico Madrid. What if I just type in Madrid? There it is. It's R. Madrid. That's why. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no. If I just change the search parameters, that's all I had to do. Yeah. Any languages? Obviously English. You're going to be fluent in English. Any other languages you want to be proficient in or that you are proficient in? French. And what level of proficiency? Out of 10. That's not how you spell French, but they took it anyway. 7. You got it. Can you speak the language? I'm assuming our. Oui. All right, cool. So there's your basic settings. Let's go to contract. You've provisionally agreed to a contract already. That's awesome. So I don't even have to worry about signing you. Player attribute details. Your potential is going to go up to 200. Your current is going to remain at 9. Um, fitness is fine. Positions. You move striker. Player traits, trained at club, trained in nation, bands. I think all of this is fine. I don't need to change any of this. Um, let's see. Club contract details. That's what about future contract. Is there not something in here for a future contract? I don't know, but we're gonna touch that. Okay. Damn autocorrect. Yeah, it does the end. So I'm gonna now save the game. I'm gonna now load you up in where are you? Why haven't you appeared? Okay, here we go. Let me make sure you're in there. Okay. Uh, the only other things that you're going to need from you, by the way, and I can't edit this in. I can't edit it in the game, so I have to edit it in FMRTE. So we're going to do that now. What is the city of birth that you would like? We'll start with there. City of birth. I don't have a lot of other questions. It's mainly just like 4. So we'll start with city of birth. Sheffield. You got it. What is the date of birth that you would like? It's going to remain 2017 because the game is in 2033. So you don't have to tell me the year. Just tell me the day, 11. Now that you've typed that in English code, so that's the 11th of March, correct? Yes. Okay. The last thing that I would need is what is the height and the weight of the player that you would like. Can I not edit that in the... Or is that in attribute details? That might be attribute details, isn't it? Yeah, it's an attribute. So what is the height and weight that you would like? 6'2" and 100 pounds is what you would like. 110 pounds, sorry. You are lanky as shit if you're 110 and you're 50 kilos, but you're basically like 188, like 187 centimeters. Motherfucking Peter Crouch out here. Right. Save the game. Peter Crouch basically. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. So that's fair. That's fair. Right. You are made. I'm going to add you to the list now that I have. So Blockbuster V20. Okay. So you're now added to the list that I have on my Excel file. The one thing I did forget to do is set the affinity cores of FM. So let me do that now while we wait. Set affinity. There we go. That's corrected. And the game is saved. So I think that's everything. Right, these are your statistics. You can improve. There is a redeem to improve them one at a time. It is currently edit a player attribute only. You can select up and down like this. I'm going to redeem the first. So you're going to get one free attribute you can increase like that. So what technical or hidden, you can do hidden, but you get one free attribute as well. What attribute would you like to increase? I'll give you a look at your hiddens. Here's your hiddens currently. Adaptability down. Okay. So pace is what you would like. Okay. Start editing pace. That goes to 13. One more save. And that should just about be it. Your name's just ticked over in FMRTE as well. So that's good. So now you're in there, good. And I had it. Now you are going to improve over time. I'm going to have to put U18 next to all of y'all's names actually. U18 for Serafil, U18 for Matthew Gonzalez, U18 for Blockbuster. So the way it's going to work is you're going to spend up until you're 19 years old. So 2 to 3 seasons you're going to spend in the U18 team. obviously we have a league. We're in the U18 league, so you'll be at least playing in that league. And then once you become too old for the U18s, you'll move into the senior squad. In that time, your attributes will slowly increase over time, just through the natural progression of the game and manually. They are manual. The statistics are manually adjusted. I don't know if people realize this, but the attributes are manually adjusted over time. Usually, every I go around the order. So now, for example, we have 15 players who are custom. So every game, one player gets one attribute that goes up 1 point. Um, so every essentially 15 games, your player will increase an attribute by 1 point manually, plus whatever the game progresses. And you can actually spend channel points to increase them as well. So you'll see your players start to get better over time, essentially. So don't be put off by the fact that he only has 9 current ability. He is actually going to turn into a decent player. He'll develop quicker down in the under 18s by playing matches every game. So you'll definitely start to see that take place. As long as I get game time in the U18s, you should, because the potential abilities made you one of the better players. So you should. If it doesn't, I'll work to correct it. But you should start to see it, because Switchblade was actually one of the worst attributed players in the game, and I changed his. I changed his potential ability to 200, and now he's starting games. So you'll see him start to improve. Yeah. Right. We've got six players. So, like, for example, by the way, right now, just to go back to that example, right now, Akoni-kun is getting the upgrade boost after this next game. Then it's Cookies, then it's me, right? Then it's Frack, then it's Switchblade, then it's Serafel, then it's Matthew Gonzalez, then it's you. So in 8 games time, your player is going to go up 1 attribute point. And then after 18 games after that, it'll go up. Friendlies do count towards that as well, by the way. So we've been slowly increasing them over time. I know that's not like a great way to play FM or whatever, but it's a custom club, and these players have to get me. The objective is to win the Champions League with players we start with, right? So it's never going to happen from level 20 unless they're boosted in some way, shape, or form. So anyway, right, 6 matches in the league. We got quite a bit to go through. Oh, this was the first division cup. Sorry, this wasn't even the league. This is the first division cup. Alsagertown has beaten Milton United on pens. Bickerstaff gets by Ashton United. FC Isle of Man gets by Congleton Town. Helsby loses to Almondbury Woolpack. Hebwood United beats the Chester Nomads, and In Central beats Clitheroe in the First Division Cup. So there you go. Right. Into three to go. We got the under 18s versus Pex Hill. We also have the regular squad versus Main Road. So I meant to do leagues in focus, and I did only MLS, and I didn't even focus on the rest. I think he is offsides. Yes, he is. That should be an offsides flag going up. Anyway, I've got one match from the MLS one, and then I'm going back to the Paralympics, and then he's giving it. I don't know how I would have thought that was offsides anyway. Oh, good. Brat's potential is now leading to become a Vanarama North-South goalkeeper in the future. That's good. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Let's go back to Leagues in Focus real quick, shall we? So we talked about Philly, Orlando, Scum, and St. Louis City is in the West. Premier League, Chelsea's top, Villa second, Arsenal third, Newcastle fourth, Spurs are fifth, Bournemouth are sixth, Burnley are seventh. Man City are down in 11th. Man United are in 14th. Liverpool are in 17th. How's the Union doing? Seen there, we are still top of the league after the draw versus Miami because Cincinnati lost to Atlanta last night. So the Union are still the top of the league in IRL. So, which is awesome. I love it. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, both 6 points adrift. Brentford, 7 adrift at the bottom of the Prem. Sky Bet Championship, West Ham lead the way by 4 points over Fulham, who are above the playoff places on goal difference by or over Cardiff. Forest, Bristol City, and Birmingham City are the final playoff teams. Hull on the outside looking in by goal difference. Luton Town are 3 points back. At the bottom, QPR is above the drop by 1 point over Barnsley. Blackburn 5 adrift in 23rd. The Scum are 6 adrift in 24th. Sky Bet League 1, Stoke City, top of the league by a point over Derby County, who's 4 points above the playoff places, which include Plymouth, Charlton, Bolton, and Newport County. Colchester United are outside on goal difference. Torquay and Leyton Orient are a point back. At the bottom, Chesterfield, Lincoln City, and Carlisle United are all 2 points above the drop over Wrexham. Mansfield are 4 adrift from safety in 22nd, as are Southend in 23rd, and South Shields are 11 adrift in 24th. Sky Bet League 2, Scunthorpe United are top of the league by 2 points over Bristol Rovers. They are in second. Bradford City are in third and above the playoff places by goals scored over Oldham Athletic, and then Woking, Preston, and Cambridge are going to fill out the playoff places. Walsall and Port Vale are on the outside by goal difference. Rochdale are a point back. At the bottom, Notts County are 3 above the drop. Blackpool's above the drop by goals scored versus York City. Yeovil are 2 adrift in 24th. Vanarama National, Shrewsbury Town are top by 6 over Hereford, Sutton, Bromley, Macclesfield, Forest Green Rovers, and Solihull Moors. Harrogate and Worthing are 2 points back. At the bottom, Gillingham are a point above the drop over Maidenhead. Gateshead are 3 adrift in 22nd. Northampton Town 4 adrift in 23rd. Dorking Wanderers are 13 adrift in 24th. Vanarama North, Altrincham lead the league by a point over Morecambe, Chester, Peckhill, Accrington, Marine, and Fleetwood Town. Tamworth and Gainsborough are a point back. At the bottom, Real Bedford are a point above the drop over Southport. Darlington are 4 adrift in 22nd. Apley Bridge are 6 adrift in 23rd. Rugby Town are 10 adrift at the bottom of the Vanarama North. Vanarama South, AFC Sudbury top by 2 over Cray, CK Andover, Margate, Mersham, Bowers, and Bath. Weymouth and Berkhamsted are 3 points back. And then at the bottom, Weldstone are 3 above the drop over, I think it's Farnborough. Dover are 4 adrift in 22nd. St. Albans City are 8 adrift in 23rd. Billericay are 10 back at the foot of the Vanarama South. That was like, I just said that like it was diligently, like that meme. I don't know if you've all seen that meme, but anyway. Finally, the level above us, Northwest Counties League Premier Division. Rochdalians are top by a point over Broughton Amateurs, Addingham, Hattersley, and Barlick Wanderers. Colne are 8 points back. And at the bottom, Prestwich Hayes are 4 points above the drop over Withenshaw, Highgrove, Lairds, and Sandbach. All who have 10 points, by the way. So four above the drop over all four teams. Anyway, that's leagues in focus. Let's keep going, shall we? 3 to go. I wonder if I can find that meme. No, what? I used to know I can find it. It's gonna kill me. I can't find this meme. Can't say delicately meme. Yeah, I can't find it, unfortunately. I saw it on an Insta a long time ago. A long time ago. Now I can't find it. It's killing me. I can't find it. Anyway. Right. How did Dundee United do, Blockbuster, by the way? I didn't even follow the SPFL. Uh, who even what even happened? Hearts of Midlothian actually survived. They had an awful start to the season. Wow, they finished 7th. Aberdeen got Europa League playoff round. Oh, because they won the Scottish Cup. That's right. We finished in a Conference League place, which is great. That is great. Awesome, man. Dundee got second qualifying round. Hibs got that's for Conference League. Hibs got second qualifying round, and then Rangers got Champions League second qualifying round, and Celtic got Champions League playoff round. Nice. Ross County and St. Johnstone were relegated. Nice. Here's a question for you, right? It's a hard one, I think, that Newcastle fans have to answer, right? Would you rather Dundee go down, not Dundee United, but Dundee go down and be relegated, or would you rather stay in the top flight so you could have the Derby match and you just finish above them every season? I'd imagine most people would actually take the latter. Like, you want to play and beat your rival. You know, stay in the top flight. Yeah. I'd imagine Newcastle, like, I know Newcastle fans are like, I know they hate Sunderland, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm well aware of the rivalry. And I know that they probably laughed their asses off when Sunderland went down 7 years ago. But part of me is like, you get the is it the Wearside Derby? Is that what it's called? The Wearside Derby? Yeah, the Tyne-Wear Derby. You get that in the Prem, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they're all looking for, like, Newcastle fans have got to be circling both those dates, you know. Just the thrill of having it is nice. Yeah, exactly. So we're 4-6 favorites. Main row 7-2. The draw is 11-4. Pre-match press conference. Let's kick this off with the first question from Jack Calvert at the Daily Star. Open R. I don't know where that story's come from. Okay, cool. That was a powder puff of a press conference. Cool. Right. I'm actually kind of shocked Charlotte beat Columbus because Charlotte have not looked good at all. But there's something weird about Columbus, man. Like, they should be the best team in the East, and they're not. And I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you as to why. Right. Charlie Perver, we're not going to make available. Kevin Heinrich is not selected for the first team. Why is he not selected for the first team? Where the hell are my tactics? Is Brott back? Brott is back, which means Heinrich is going into the first team. And we are also going to swap out. It's always Wellman we swap out, right? So Wellman comes out. Charlie Perver comes in. Chris Mather is in. Chris Mather probably should. Well, is it because Jones is starting? Jones isn't starting. Where the hell is Joe Jones? Joe Jones is down here. He's not even listed as a sub. He's going to be. Nope, that's Ben Brindley. Joe Jones. Now Parks is hurt, so actually Charlie Perver is going to start. Parks is going to be out, and we're going to swap in Sam Wellman for him because Parks is not hurt. He's suspended for yellow card accumulation. So that's how we're going to do it. Now I'm going to go back to that inbox and be like, hey, you can make Parks available for the under 18s because he's just suspended. And there we go. So. I'm 50-50 on it, though, by the way, Blackbuster. There's some clubs like I would always want to play the Red Bulls because of the local rivalry. I would always want to play DC United because it's always 3 points. If there was Pro Rel here, I would hope LAFC go down every single year. I would never want to see the likes of them ever again. I think Inter Miami the same way. I would never want to see them ever. You motherfucker! Well, he's staying on the bench. It's only a bruised shin. So for me, it's half and half. Mainly though because Miami is not a local rivalry. I just hate them for the messy shit. And LAFC is not a local rival. I just hate them because of the game that cannot be named. So, which I actually meant now to do, by the way. I meant to switch that in the moderation. The ads are 9 minutes away. I'm not going to get through the game before those are up, so I am going to run them now. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Right. What's your opinion on MLS getting relegation? I don't know if you're with me here, Blockbuster. You might be at the ads. I don't think it's going to viably work. I just don't think. I don't think it's set. I don't think the country and the infrastructure here is set up to do that. I just don't think it's not. I don't think it's viable. Um, uh, Let me ask you if you're at ads. If you're not, I'll keep going. Sometimes EU they don't get all 3 minutes. They don't all that stuff. Sometimes they don't get them as often. It's just their regulations are so much stricter. Right. Let's at least get in towards the game because we're not even there yet. So we're still a day away. We're still a day away. Sutton Reserves holding North Walkden, Poland in the 68th minute scores. That's the only goal of the occasion. North Walkden have gone top of the league ahead of us. We need to win to reclaim the top spot. We need to win to reclaim the top spot. So you might be back from the ads. You only have about 40 seconds left, so if you aren't, so. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy, boy. Why they gotta put pressure on us? Why they gotta put pressure on us? 20 seconds for the ads. This might be the one season we slip into the playoffs. And, thank God there are playoffs at this level because previous divisions, absolutely ruthless. And I mean ruthless. So, anyway, we'll see. Right, the ad break is over. To answer that question, what's your opinion on MLS getting relegation? I don't think it's viable in this country. At least not the way the leagues are currently set up. And if it were to happen, it would have to be specifically so that there's not a skew in the television revenue between MLS 1 and MLS 2, and MLS would have to basically say you can, to broadcasters who want to broadcast the league, you can broadcast this league, but you have to cover every game in MLS 1, every game in MLS 2, and you don't get to pick how many games you cover in each. You just cover both leagues. And you don't get to pick up one league and not the other. You have to pay. You're paying for both leagues, like it's a package. I think if they do that, relegation will work. I think they have to make sure things like GAM and TAM are even across the divisions. You don't get more GAM or TAM for being in a higher division than you do in a lower division. But I don't think it's viable. I think it's very noble what the USL is going to attempt to do with relegation, and I fear that it's going to financially make them insolvent. I fear that a lot of those clubs are going to wind up folding because they're not going to be able to afford the travel costs that come with promotion and relegation in a Super League or a Premier League. I think that is the problem. I think I just don't think it's. I think the other thing is real quick. The two games you're back now. All right, cool. I said I don't think it's financially viable. I think the USL is actually going to. I think the USL is actually in serious danger of running themselves financially insolvent if they go for promotion relegation, like they want to. I think those clubs are going to wind up folding because they're not going to be able to afford it. I think the clubs with some real serious fan bases, like Phoenix Rising, are going to be fine. But I think some of these other clubs are really going to wind up uh, going insolvent because of the travel costs. I mean, clubs in the USL now have gone insolvent. The Harrisburg City Islanders used to be a USL side. They don't exist anymore. The Richmond Kickers used to be a USL side. They don't exist anymore. And those were environments where the USL 1 was regionally split and there was only a cross division of play when it was the championship game, between the USL 1 East and USL 1 West. So I think there's a serious concern that clubs are going to be able to stay financially solvent in USL, and I think MLS is going to look at that and say there's no reason for us to take on that financial hardship. And the league works as well as it does now because all of the strange rules that people look at and say, why does MLS work like this, such as discovery rights, such as a salary cap, such as GAM, such as TAM, all of that exists so that cities that are smaller in less glamorous places like Columbus and Cincinnati and all that, Minnesota, can compete with the Miamis and the New Yorks and the LAs that are going to attract overseas talent because they want to live in Miami or Orlando or LA or San Diego or San Jose. And I think that is the big appeal to why we have what we have in place. And I don't think a lot of people realize that because in other cities, whether it's Berlin, whether it's Madrid, whether it's London, you have multiple clubs, and those multiple clubs sit in the top division. And we're talking 2, 3, 4, 5 clubs at sometimes. I mean, London alone has like 6. But, you know, we don't have that here. LA has 2 teams. New York has 2 teams. That's the same way it is in every other sport, by the way. NFL New York has 2 teams. NHL New York has 2 teams. NBA New York has 2 teams. You know what I mean? LA has 2 teams in the NBA as well. So, what's up, Crack? But the other bigger cities, Chicago only has 2 teams in the MLB. They don't have 2 teams in the NHL. They have 1. They don't have 2 teams. Houston only has 1 team basically in every sport. So I think that's the difference. And I also think the big thing about pro rel here is that the lack of it creates parity in the league, and I think that's better. I would rather have a league like we have now where I could walk into every single season and nobody knows who's going to win the title because it's always open than a Premier League style where 2 or 3 teams are basically at chance of winning it. And I think that's a big problem Europe has installed. The Europe system's amazing. The pyramid system, especially in England, I mean, I love it. I play it in FM. I love it. I support a team that's in level 10. It's phenomenal. But I think it doesn't solve the problem of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer over there. I think that's a big, big, big problem. And teams go financially, run themselves financially aground in England right now, just trying to stay competitive in the Prem, let alone win it. Let alone win it. Just trying to stay in the league, they run financially aground, and that's a big problem. Parachute payments help, but they're not the solution. Financial fair play is really not the solution either because it's a soft cap. It needs to be a hard cap if they want to do it, and they don't want to do that because at the moment that the Prem institutes a hard cap, all that talent that could come to the Premier League is going to look elsewhere because there's money in Germany that they'll pay. They'll get paid. There's money in Spain. They'll get paid. There's money in France, and there's money in Italy. So I think that's a big issue that the Prem has to eventually go address. Crack, what's going on? Let me give you a shout out. For me, I think it would. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it, but I just don't. I do not see the financial. I just don't see the viability of it. And everyone looks at it and goes, "Well, America should have it. It's not a proper league unless it has it." Well, first off, there's other leagues that don't have it. Mexico doesn't have it right now. Australia doesn't have it right now. I mean, Australia doesn't have it. Period. We're not the only league that doesn't have pro rel, but everyone just looks at the U.S. because it's the biggest league of them all, and they don't understand all of the basically baggage that comes with running an operation across such a big and varied landscape. What's going on, Crack? Guys, if you're not already following the great Crack Attack Central, they were back managing Real Madrid the other day. Here's a great clip, apparently. Very nice. Very nice, Crack. But give him a follow. Definitely worth it. Playing through Expedition 33 as well. Playing through... was playing Path of Exile 2 as well. So a little bit of variety. Blasphemous as well at one point. So welcome in, Crack. How are you? What's a crack-a-lackin' with you, Crack? Um, so let's get up. The expectations are to win. Uh, we are still waiting on that result from the under 18s, by the way. There it is. Under 18s enjoy big win over Pex Hill. And did you play? First off, Parks with a penalty in the 4th minute, Serafol in the 5th, Nana Muhammad in the 17th, Gavin Green the 25th, Nana Muhammad in the 28th. You did not play, unfortunately. It doesn't look like you were named in the 17. I don't know why it's only 17 and not the full 23, or at least, what is it now, 18? 18 in the in most pro leagues instead of 17. So I don't even think there's 17 players here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, only 16. FIFO! FIFO! What's going on? FIFO 51 fucking months, man. That's crazy. Welcome in, FIFO. Congratulations to FIFO, by the way. We gotta get the congratulations going. Hang on here. Hold on. You know it's coming. Congratulations. Right. Congratulations on having the Arsenal's women's team win the Champions League, FIFO. Huge, man. Huge. Can't sleep, so it's all normal. Went to the gym, or was at the gym, and my monthly weigh-in showed I added weight, so but here's the thing, Crack. Is it fat or is it muscle? You know what I mean? Like, it could just be muscle, brother. Um, or you just need to attack the gym more. One of the two. So, thanks, man. Yeah, of course, man. How you been, FIFO? Right. So 5-1. Jordy Rothwell got one back in the 67, but it was a dead game by then anyway. We remain a point behind Accrington Stanley under 18. So, okay, can't sleep as well. You're all right. Nice. I'm glad that I'm the stream you all come to when you can't sleep. So, I'll put you to sleep. Give me about 5 minutes of rambling. I'll put you to sleep. We just did an MLS Pro Rel rant as well. Well, it's not even a rant. It was more just like a soliloquy, I guess. But yeah, I don't think it's financially viable. I mean, the owners wouldn't go for it. Why would they? They're not even in a position right now where they want to swap to a winter league because renting never. Yeah, I know, right? But the thing that people forget too is like think I know what I want to say. The other thing I want to say is the culture here isn't up yet. Growing up in the 90s as a kid when we had no league or in starting in 96 with MLS when it was just getting started, right? The culture, was also not most not financially, to get a red card in the 45th minute as a goalkeeper. Yeah, I know. That was awful. Like, what was he even thinking, man? But I think the other thing is the growing up in the 90s, right? The cultures had to really change. It's still very suburban mom based kind of culture, if you know what I mean by when I say that over here. We didn't have a league. There's a lot of people now that know about the sport, but they still don't understand. Like, they like the sport. I would say it's split like maybe 25, 50, 25, right? Um, I like him, but Rasmus would never have scored from that angle. He was going to. Yeah, I know. If he just backtracked, he would have been fine. But you do it to yourself. You do. You and no one else. Um, so, but anyway, real quick on the U.S. on the U.S. Um, I would say now it's 25, 50, 25. 25% of the fan base really know the sport in and out over here. Like, they follow the leagues, they understand Pro Rel, they know the stories, they follow the players in Europe. Like, they understand, they watch Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, and they go to their club in MLS to support them because that's the city they came from and that's what they like. So I would say 25% of the fan base over here in MLS really knows the sport inside and out, right? Then you have another 25% who are the casual fan. They just go because they like the sport. They don't know the players. They don't know last week's results. They don't know anything. They go because it's a sporting event, and that's what they like to go to, is sporting events. 50% of the fan base is the very suburban mom fan base where they don't know like the culture. They just assume that the MLS is the American League for football, and it runs like every other American league when it doesn't. And it shouldn't, because football's an entirely different beast than any other sport, right? So, um, like we got an offer to do the U.S. Open Cup game from the club seats against Pittsburgh Riverhounds, which we took. We took that offer. I hope Saudi purchasing rooms are United are going to sell close to 16 players. Oh, God. The problem I see is who buys them. I don't think the Saudis want them all. Fernandez, Mount, Garnacho, and Mainu are the money makers. Yeah. I think he had the attributes, but he has been abandoned by the players and has rock bottom confidence in the fact that Garnacho, Casemiro, and Ahmad refused to pass to him, destroy his confidence. Is that a sign he's shite? Maybe. But I think that's his issue. I mean, if you're talking about Honana, I think his problem is he's just shite. But that's besides the point. Onana needs to go to like a Belgium. Onana would go great in like the Danish league, the Belgian league, the Dutch league. Like he is still good enough to play in Europe, but it can't. Oh, Rasmus. Okay. I was thinking Onana needs to go to like a not top 5 league in Europe, and he'll be fine. Um, but no, over here when I took the club pass, by the way, we'll get into the game in a moment. But when I took, I meant to go back. Next match only. Yes, team selection. No. Uh, and his teammates. Oh, so you mean kind of like how Anthony was? uh, but they wouldn't go for that crack. A lot. Why would he go to Leverkusen? They need more than him, and like, come on now. Are they trying to not compete for the title again next season? Because if that's the case, by all means, go to Leverkusen. Ten Hag is there. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Still, I don't. I mean, you're right. That's probably the move that's going to work out, isn't it, Fipo? That's a good point, actually. I didn't even think of that. But no, when I took the club seats for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds game, right? A lot of the like when you heard it in the club seats or the like dining area, you heard it in the bathrooms. All the people would say is, "Oh, this is a minor league team." Pittsburgh's not a minor league team. They're a fully professional side. They just play in USL, which is a different league. That is a competitor to MLS. That doesn't make them minor league. There is no minor league. The minor league is MLS Next Pro, right? Where Philadelphia Union 2 are, and New York Red Bulls 2 are, and LA Galaxy 2 are, and all that stuff, right? That's technically minor league. Pittsburgh is not minor league, but that's the mentality these people have over here. And I think the other thing is when you looked at the Messi game in Miami, all of the seatmates were like all of my seatmates sold their tickets even though we were a supporter section because they knew they were going to make a lot of profit off of it. So they figured, well, why don't I sell my ticket for 200? It costs me 47. Let me sell it for 200. I get 4 times the value. Well, that's not the culture here. You wouldn't see that. You would not see that anywhere else. You wouldn't get that in Mexico. You wouldn't get that in England. You wouldn't get that in Spain. You wouldn't get that in France. You wouldn't get, places Messi played. You wouldn't get that. So I think that's the problem with Pro Rel is that big money moves are a huge problem. Yeah. Tell me about it. Uh, I'm only up because I got a week off school and I'm home alone because parents are picking up my sister from Liverpool because there was an attack during the parade that she went to. She was at. So basically, a 43-year-old man drove his car. I did see that. Yeah, I feel bad for the fans that have gotten affected and their families. Obviously, I've heard he's been arrested though. So happy he's doing okay at Sevilla. Yeah, all the players that left United now are really good. Anthony was far more than he had. He had the Brazilian court. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, the English media tend to be pretty fucking awful. Let's get into a game, shall we? Everybody's looking good. Let's get into the game. Um, yeah, I agree. It's probably a dickhead ruining others' fun. The problem is it comes at the price of endangering their lives, which is never, ever, ever okay. We're going to press Connor McKay. They've made 2 changes to their starting lineup. Let's get into it, shall we? Point the finger. Uh, this is a match we should be winning. Make sure that you do. And let's get into it, shall we? Here we go. Oh, fuck. I did not. Hold on. Let's try that again, shall we? Here we go. They're in a 4-4-2. Winner 4-1-1-3-1. That's really loud. Damn it, damn soul. Stop it. There you go. Here comes the money. Hopefully it does. I like that United immediately called for love and support. Hope it wasn't one of our supporters. Yeah, I agree. And that is a terrible foul on Forsyth. The referee's having a word with him, and he has been booked. Chris Forsyth's booked. Liar, that song is never too loud. That's true, isn't it? Craig does the money take. Yeah. You gotta get yourself an emote like that, like the rich. Like, here comes the money. Here we go. Money talks. Here comes the money. Like, just like that. So, I think that's all the money ones I have. Although when I type in Rich, I get all of Rich Owens' emotes. And I'm like, wait, no, I don't mean those. I have to sort through them all. Right. Over this. Oh, my God, Snicky. Go on. Oh! So, 5 slots is not enough. You get more the longer you stream, I think. I actually need to... Oh, no. I went to stream together. I didn't mean to do that. Is it under viewer rewards? Yeah, it's under viewer rewards. I have currently 5 free follower emote slots open. I have 5 open tier 1 slots. I have 8 open animated slots. And I have all of my bits tiers. I don't have an emote for that. And I still need the, you know, the, same as me, funnily. Yeah, that was a Darwin Nunez shot. Hey, don't disrespect Snicky like that. I have the, God, why is it different? Is it under Roles Manager now? No. You know, the page where you can manage your, it's under subscriptions, the badges. Nope, that's bonus. The subscriber badges. I have a 2-month spot open for the subscriber badge. The 1.5 year, 2 year, 2.5 year, 3 year, 3.5 year, 4 year, 4.5 year, 5 year, 5.5 year, 6 year, and 6.5 year emote slots all open. And I get another one for 7 years in September. So I need to get it because Fipo's rocking a 1-year badge. He's been with me 4 years. Like, that's disrespectful to him. You know what I mean? Let's go. Akonikun with the free kick goal. Let's go. Was it ever in doubt? It's never in doubt, isn't it? It's never in doubt. Play the song. Yeah, I need to make new badges. I had them changes. Forgot how to do the color change of my badge. Yeah. You have the red CIC, I think? Nice. Let's go. There we go. 1-0. Here's another free kick. This is the worst team in the league, by the way. Sheamus over the top. The worst team in the league versus we are now second because North Walkden won a day prior to this game, which has put them top of the table by 2 points. Here's the cross. Spaps back post. That's won by Jones, and it will be a corner. So I sound like it's like night and day on this mic versus the actual commentator's mic. It's like night and day. So no, I'm definitely going. The game was only horrendous because of all the messy people there and the fact that they snuck into the supporter section. And there's been all these absolute shit, in my opinion, opinions on why. I just got lazy holding it, yeah. So that's blocked by Adams. There's been a lot of terrible opinions coming out of why that happens. And people's like, we need to make it general admission. I'm sorry. I don't want general admission. That might be a thing over there. I don't think it. I don't want general admission seats. Why? Because some of the people around me I've gotten to know for the last 9 years that I've been in Section 137, and I would like to keep talking with them off the post. Are you kidding me? So no, I don't want general admission. You know, what you need to do if they want to stop that shit, what they that is a corner. What they need to do if they want to stop people in this, like genuinely from reselling their tickets to Messi fans, you come out and say, we are going to do, we have a ticket exchange program, which allows you to sell your tickets back to the club for any number of games, like 1 or 2, I think. It's not any number. It's limited to like 1 or 2 a season. But you just tell them, we are not going to do that for the Inter Miami game. You are not allowed to resell your tickets for the Inter Miami game. And that's it. That'll put an end to it immediately. You say you can't go to a reseller and resell the tickets because they're partnered with SeatGeek, right? So they go to SeatGeek and say you cannot accept the sale of tickets for the Inter Miami game. Oh, what a fucking shamus. Come on, man. And then you just tell the other people, we are not going to allow you to use the ticket exchange program for the Inter Miami game as a season ticket holder. And that's it. Then they can't resell their tickets. And they either choose to go or skip the game. Oh, Coney-kun. No. Of Messi. No, Messi. Yeah, M-E-S-S-I. In wrestling at the moment, there are people going with deodorant for the people sitting next to them. Is that bad in America? Yeah, we just I used to go to anime conventions. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I'm used to that level of disappointment. What a ball. Cut back, pervert, twinkle, Akoni-kun, in low, pervert, Sheamus, twinkle, shoots, blocked, twinkle again, shoots, blocked, cookies, and it's finally in. I didn't think we were going to score there. I thought we were going to throw that chance away. I genuinely thought we were going to throw this chance away. Started Pokemon Go again. Makes you wish you were in a city and not a town. I get that. Yeah. I get that. My mate is real big in Pokemon Go. They got a chance here. Here's Azizi. Perverse made the tackle, but he's hurt Azizi in the process. And so down goes Azizi. Here's Funch, Green, inside to Jones. Frack is stolen off him. Snicky. Over the top for Cookies. Cookies stayed on. Cookies is in alone. Cookies off the post. Oh, you could have done it in Thailand. Yeah, that's all. You know what it means, Crack? You just got to go back to Thailand, man. You're just gonna have to book a trip to Thailand, brother. Snicky onside. Snicky! 10th of the season. Second one today, I believe. No, everyone's got one. Good turn from Snicky. This is really good because they stay on sides and they stay wrong side of the defender. He stepped forward, and that opened the lane, and Snicky just took that and ran with it. Well, if my contract is discontinued at the end of June, who knows what'll happen? Listen, I hope you keep work, but I'm just saying, book a trip, man. So, Jones on the back post. Bratwall has got that the whole way. And we're gonna restart play here. Brat's gonna go long because of the press. So, by the way, this is the mystery shirt I got from Surprise Shirts. I won a gift from Surprise Shirts. The FM edition is what I chose. I gave him a real long spiel about how I don't like big clubs and I don't care for La Liga and I don't want something from the Prem and I don't want half of the MLS clubs. And they gave me the New Saints sponsor. I will not accept sponsorships. No, I'm not the kind of guy that accepts sponsorships. I won the shirt on a giveaway. But they gave me the New Saints of Austria Street Town and Leinstranfred Football Club, or I've totally butchered that, commonly known as the New Saints, is a professional club who compete Wales top division, the Sirmu Premier. Interestingly, the club are joint English and Welsh with two towns straddling the border. They are the most successful club in the Welsh football structure. The club wore this black away shirt in 2021-2022 season when winning the Welsh Premier League. In Europe, they defeated Glentoran of Northern Ireland in the first qualifying round of the Europa Conference League before second-round victory against FK Kauno Žalgiris of Lithuania. However, they met their match in the third round, losing over two legs to FC Victoria Pleasant of Czechia. DNS play their home matches at Park Hall Stadium in Austria. And they also give you the Twitter account, the Twitter handle of the club, which is cool. I like that it's a 2021-2022 shirt. They knocked it out of the park. I do have to say, they absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. So, how come I'd accept it if it was a good product? If it's right, I'd say it was. I'm not always going to agree with the things a company does. Over time, that's a guarantee, and the company is not going to agree with what I do all the time, right? Like if I were a streamer and I were sponsored, right, they're not going to want me to play Action Time in it. They're not going to want me to play Goddess of Victory in EK. You know what I mean? They might want me to play specifically a certain game, or they might want me, and I'm not about that life. I want to be in control of all of the content, right? So I would have a very hard time accepting a sponsorship because of that. I also will never try to push my audience into purchasing a product. Whether or not I like the product, I might absolutely flip and love the product. You know what I mean? I could totally love the product. I still wouldn't want to push an audience into purchasing it because it's not my place. It's not my place to try and convince them to spend their own money. They must do that of their own accord. So, no, I'm not a big fan of sponsorships. They work for other people. They're great for other people. By all means, other people can do them or use them. I'm totally okay with that. But it's not for me. I would much rather, if a company wants to support me, they can financially, they can cheer with bits like everybody else. I mean, I'm not going to be obliged to do, I just don't like it. It's not who I am. I went to a WWE event in England and it was great, but there was a bunch of young kids from like 5'12", and all they knew was Cody Rhodes. It's noisy because I appreciate the less popular wrestling. When I see my favorite wrestlers, Carmelo Hayes, they look and say, "Who is that?" Yeah, Blockbuster. They used to do that shit to me because they said, "Who is your favorite wrestler?" And I would look at them and say, "Tommy Dreamer." because I'm an ECW guy, and I've been an ECW guy for a long time. And I grew up with ECW, so. Uh, have you considered doing a Patreon? I used to have one, but I there what the question I would have to ask is what content would I make on the Patreon that would be in addition to whatever I'm doing now, an exclusive, and then also worth the Patreon subscription. Do you know what I mean? I have to I don't know if I can answer that question. So he could be the Money in the Bank winner, but I think it will be Solo. And I'll tease him cashing in on Jacob for the U.S. title because you technically can for some reason. I think it's going to be Karrion Kross. I'd love that. Says Crack. Nice. Yeah, that's the questions I would have to answer is what content would I make that would be exclusive to Patreon, that would be of an added value, that would make it worth the subscription price of the Patreon. What a save, Rod. What a save. And that's not a question I used to way back in the day have one, because I used to offline. What I would do is I would simulate esports leagues for things like Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, things like that. Mainly it was fighting games because they were the easiest to do. And I would have a Patreon where I would make a video every offsides on Sheamus. I'd make a video every round that completed, and that video, and it would sum up the matches. But that's not very great content, and I haven't done that in years. So, the renamed. Oh, hold on. Okay, let me fix that. I don't think that was supposed to be the case. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to do that right now. Channel points and power-ups. That was not supposed to be. That was supposed to be. Rename a new gen was supposed to be. I don't know. I don't know. So the only cooldowns I can give it, the only cooldowns I can give it are the time cooldown, the limits per stream, or the limits redemptions per user per stream. What I don't want is for 3 to 4 users to wind up renaming 12 to 16 new gens. I would rather not have that. But I guess what I'm going to do is just change it to... I guess I'm just going to take the fucking cooldown off of it there. Try it now. I'll take the cooldown off. I had the cooldown on 7 days. I'll take it off. But I could write it into the rules, limit 1 per save. 1 active player per save. I could just write that into the rules. Let me do that now. Hold on. Rename a new gen. Edit. This is limit 1 active player per user in the save. There. Now it should be good. You should be good, Crack. Let me know if it's not. You might have to refresh the page. But let me know. You're not going to get me to unretire, mate. It's just not going to happen. So, no need to change it. I already changed it, man. This motherfucker. It's there. Okay, good. You could redeem it, Crack. Garcia, what a save from Brat. Wow. Let's make a sub, shall we? We need to think about subs. We need to make subs. I'm going to sub myself out. I've had enough of everyone's bullshit. By one per user, he means you, crack. That's goddamn right, I do. Actually, I'm gonna take uh, Twinkle off for Wellman, and then all of my subs are offensive subs, and they're the best performing players. Okay, I ought to deny that just because you said that. You absolute prick. Mark is complete. Mark is complete. Mark is complete. I did blockbusters. I did mine. I'm rejecting yours, you dick. Try again. You stupid. You know what? Redeem it again. It's fine. I'll do it. Redeem it again. I'll do it. I'll even do the dot 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 in the name if you want, crack. Redeem it again. Oh, what a shot off the bar. I clicked reject. I should have accepted it and then just done the dot dot dot. That would have been hilarious. But anyway, let me see. I don't really want to make any other subs, but I'm gonna have to. We just want to keep the freshness, I guess. We're gonna bring on the goat, Simon Roger McKendy. All right, fair enough. Thank you. And I'm gonna bring on Joe Jones as well. They've scored a goal. Garcia's got his 11th of the season. It's offsides, and I think he was. Oh my God, he's a mile offsides. Capitalism manifest. You're gonna be the death of me, crack. You're gonna be the absolute death of me. Right. Poor crack. Democracy manifest. He's in a different postcode. Yeah, he is in a different postcode. Christ, he was so. McKendy, what a cross from McKendy. Cookies, one blocked again. We're going to run out winners here. I don't think Maine's getting 3 goals back in 15 minutes, but welcome in, Shawnee, by the way. So I hope you're well. I hope you're doing well, Shawnee. Right. Here's Wellman, back to Jack, back to all the way back to Brott. We're going to reset the field. I'm hoping to actually play in the next U18s match. I'm hoping so too. You should with your potential. Mukendi, he's got 2 first names. He's got 2 first names. Simon Roger Mukendi, he's got 2 first names. We love him. He's a great player. So here's Green. Green on the cross, and I've swept that out. Different continent, same crack. Best dealer of the crack on this side of the Atlantic Ocean. Crack, have you seen Americans? You're probably the best dealer of crack on this side of the Atlantic as well. You don't even know it yet. And that's not a bad option from the corner, but it's so hard to take that first time. His name is a shop. His name is a shop. Blockbuster V20. His name is a shop. Do you want that? Command add Blockbuster V20. I'm just gonna add block. Do you want the command to be Blockbuster V20 or Blockbuster? His name's a dead shop. His name's a dead shop. Blockbuster V20. His name's a dead shop. There you go, Blockbuster. You've got your own command now. Oh, is that a pen? They've got a pen. Come on, Brat. Come on, Brat. Brat! Yeah. That was a terrible pen. That was an awful penalty. No, I got one better for you. you go, Crack. You got your own command now, too. There you go, Crack. Cookies! Oh, he's offsides anyway. There you go. There you go, Crack. Well, there's me. I'm going to head it away. I have not paid one lick of attention to the game. Not one lick of attention to the game. They got a corner. Jones is going to take it here. 2 minutes of added time. Back post. And I think it was Wellman got ahead to it. Frack boots it clear. Forsyth, Green. Back to Forsyth. Over to Clark. Over to nobody. And still the clearance is cut out. I think Garcia was in an offside position. How was he not? He looked like he was in an offside position, came back on an onside position. If you want me to change that, Crack, I definitely will, but I also think that's very funny. Here's Frack. That's punched away. McKendy can't get to it. Time is up. It's full time. And we run out 3-0 winners. Konikun in the 15th. Cookies in the 33rd. Snicky in the 39th. Jones missed the penalty in the 85th. 3-0's the final. And we run out with a win. As much as I don't want to be a defender, the new gen should be a difference. What? As much as I don't want to be a defender, the new gen should be a defender to defend the assets. You absolute dick. All right, we can do that. I'm gonna stay on, Crack, because I have to ask you a lot of questions to make your defender. We'll do that after the post-match press conference, but stay on, please. Professor V20. His name. Oh, I cut off the last P. I cut off the last P like an idiot. There you go. Right. There you go. Irish and plenty of crack. Love to see it. Right. We'll get to that. Let's finish this episode of CLG FC. Burskoff 3, Bickerstaff 4. Marumo for Bickerstaff in the 11th. Miller then Carson for Burskoff to level it in the 31st. Miller put Bickerstaff back in front from the penalty marker in the 33rd. He added another penalty in the 43rd. 3-1 up at the break was Bickerstaff. Second half, Brown made it 4-1 in the 67th. Carson scored in the 87th to make it 4-2. And then Hawkridge for Burskoff scored in the 90th to give them a chance, but they couldn't find one in at a time. Bickerstaff take all 3 points. They are going to remain in 10th. Burskoff remain in 16th. I'm sorry, this is the second worst team in the league we played. Clitheroe hosting Mossley. Walcott in the 54th. Wood in the 70th. Mossley running out 2-0 winners. Mossley remain 4th. Clitheroe are still in the drop in 15th. Lancaster hosting in Central. Berisha in the 76th minute. The only goal of the occasion. In Central winning on the road at Lancaster. Lancaster going to remain at the foot of the league. Ince Central will remain 9th with that. Finally, Squires Gate hosting Earlham. Keene for Earlham in the 5th minute put them ahead 1-0 before Swales' penalty in the 17th leveled it for Squires Gate. Lloyd in the 36th scored to put Earlham back in front 2-1. There would be no scoring in the second half. Earlham remained in 8th, and Squires Gate will remain in 12th. It says they dropped, but to nobody, so they remain in 12th, and that's what's happened around the league. So, right. Let's take the post-match press conference. Then we're going to make Crack's player. We've got 2 journalists this time, so we'll kick this off with the first question from Gary Collins at the Manchester Evening News. Sneaky marked their 200th appearance of the club. They've been a great player for the club. Yeah, Kun's goal was amazing. This is a question from Carl Chandler, by the way, BBC Radio Manchester. Uh, uh, there's no. How are you feeling about the Battle of Wits? Uh, he's no exception. Cool. That is that. Kun scores an easy victory. Kun wins Player of the Week. And we are done here. For the YouTube at least. Thank you so much for watching on the YouTube video. This was 226. We're going to see you in 227 in the next video. Until then, take care.